Hi guys, Virginia Regionals just ended on the 12th, which was like 2 days ago, and a lot of things happened there. And I just want to give you guys some statistics on what was brought into the top cut and the team compositions of those players who made top cut. Before I go on, I wanted to say that Virginia Regionals is renowned as being one of the hardest, if not the hardest, regional in the U.S., and that's due to just the crazy lineup of great players that always attends. Ray Rizzo, Wolfie Glick, Aaron Zhang, just to name a few. Just incredibly like top tier players who always show up. The information here I got off of Nugget Bridge. Great site. I'll link it in my description. Have a ton of VGC information. If you guys ever get a chance, go see them. Some of my friends work on it, so that's a really cool place to get some information from. And like I said, they compiled this information that I have here. That being said, top cut at Virginia was 16 because we had over 200 and I think 80 players, so they had to extend it from 8 to 16. First time I've ever seen a regional do that. So that's a big thing. So this information comes off of those top 16 teams, top 15 actually, because they're missing one player's team, but this will still give you a pretty good representation of where the metagame's going and what you can expect at future regionals. So I'm going to hop in here. These are the individual Pokemon usage statistics from the players who made top cut. You'll see the Pokemon itself, the number of that Pokemon on teams out of those top 15 that we have information on, and then the percentage that those uses are. So Garchomp is still leading this list. It's completely dominating this format, guys. He is. If you don't have one, even if you do have one, you still need a way to beat him. So both Garchomp and Talonflame are way up there. They're on over half of those top 15 teams. It might have been on that other guy's team too. I wouldn't be surprised. So definitely you're going to need to watch out for those. Kangaskhan bringing up the rear right there. Look at that. 6 out of those 15 teams all sported Kangaskhan, as well as Rotom Wash. That's huge. Think about it. Out of the 15 players that made top cut, so these are technically like the 15 best players of this tournament, half of them have Garchomp, Talonflame, and over 40% of them are running Kangaskhan, Rotom Wash. Salamence is up there. Great. He's our first Intimidator. A lot of them, I know he's running Scarf. A lot of Garchomp are running Rocky Helmet. Talonflame's Life Orbed almost unanimously. That or sometimes you see Banned, and that's really scary. Kangaskhan's with the Stone, obviously. Rotom Wash can have anything from, Citrus Berry to Resto Chesto. I think most often you'll see Citrus on it, though. And then Mence is quite often Scarfed, sometimes Sashed, because you don't have a lot of weather anymore that hurts, that'll break your Sash. As you can see, you can't see a Tyranitar or an Abomasnow on this, top list up here. So Sash has become a much safer item to use. There's Charizard. I could almost guarantee you those are all Charizard Y. Actually, yeah, they probably almost are all Charizard Y. He's much more used. I got faked out by someone in the tournament who used both Charizard and Venusaur next to each other, and the Charizard went into X. That was really cool. Caught me off guard. One-shot my max HP Gardevoir with a Flare Blitz. That's really strong. So he's not... don't count Charizard X out, but I know Charizard Y is played way more often because it sets up the Sun, and that gives you a lot of benefits for the rest of your team. And Sun-boosted Heat Wave is just incredibly strong. That's on a little over a quarter of the teams that made top cut. Charizard is. And then now we have some interesting information here. Ludicolo comes out of nowhere. You didn't see him on my last video that had usage statistics was my competitive gaming series, Understanding the Metagame. Ludicolo wasn't even on that list. And now here we have 20% of the teams on there are sporting Ludicolo. I had the honor of playing against one. It was Assault Vest, and it completely ripped apart my team. It was just so strong, and it's got a lot of natural bulk to it. It's there for as a counter against rain teams in case you see a rain team too, so that's a pretty cool option for it. Mawile is our next Pokemon on this list. He's tied there with Ludicolo and Rotom Heat. And that's another thing. Rotom Heat got a boost in top player usage. He was low on the other statistics sheet I had, much higher here. And Rotom Heat's usually used to help combat against Sun teams, often with a Scarf or sometimes with a Lumberry so they don't get sleep powdered by Venusaur. So Mawile's there too. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of Mawile, so I don't need to really go into that. That's Stone. Amoonguss is up here. That's I was not expecting that personally. That's a lot of Amoonguss, because I know a lot of Amoonguss also made, like top 32, so there was a lot of Amoonguss at this tournament, and I know a lot of them are running like Okaberry to help survive that heat wave. I guess the Spore and the Redirection are really just great assets here. So, I mean, that's more than Venusaur on this list. So that's something to note. Chandelure, that's a scary Pokemon if you're not ready for it. He's got Infiltrator now. You can still run Flash Fire if you want, but also, Infiltrator, you can Will-O-Wisp through subs, all that good stuff. Clawitzer, that's also interesting. You don't see him too much, or I didn't see him too much until this tournament. Really strong if you're playing him right. Really strong. Good coverage. Ferrothorn, I love Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is a pimp. He's real strong. I know he was on a Rays team. Rays team won. I misspelled Gardevoir. Gardevoir. My bad. Gardevoir's up there along with Klefki. Notice there's no Meowstic's not up here. It's Klefki, so keep that in mind. As far as prankster users go, those are the two main ones, and if you don't see Meowstic up here, that's going to tell you something. There's a Mamoswine. Manectric, really scary. It's so fast. Scrafty is another Intimidator. And then here's a Tyranitar right there. So Tyranitar is getting some usage up here, which is pretty cool. It does break sashes, and you could switch in. I know Ray ran one. It was special, so keep that in mind. Then you have a bunch of one-offs, and, even a one-off Pokemon is pretty important to pay attention to on someone, on these players' teams, since they all did really well. And a lot of these are really interesting. You can see a lot of variety here. Abomasnow, Abomasnow's Abomasnow. Here's an Absol. Aromatisse is on the Trick Room team that made top 16. Chestnut was on Enosh's team, who was runner-up. Its ability is, I think, bulletproof. It protects from, all ball and ball moves, I think they're called. That shuts down Gengar because it can't ball and bomb moves. You can't use Sledge Bomb or Shadow Ball on you. It even protects from Gyro Ball. So that's pretty cool. Enosh was really talking it up, so I'm going to check it out when I get a chance. There was a Diggersby up here. That's cool. And a Florges, that's also cool. That fairy flower. I never seen anyone use it to great success, but this guy obviously did. Or girl, I'm not sure. There was a girl in top 16, so I don't want to just assume it was a guy. Greninja, he's pretty standard. Gorgeist, that's pretty cool. I didn't see a lot of them doing too well, but I guess, that one did. Gyarados made it up there as an Intimidator. Hydreigon made it up there, even though it's 4 times weak to Fairy. Crocodile, so cool. I know this Crocodile was Scarfed, because I talked to Enosh, and that's Enosh's. Enosh got second place. Scarf Crocodile, pretty strong. Lucario's up here. So is Machamp. That Machamp I played against, that's also Scarfed. It was Scarfed Jolly, and it had a 75% chance to KO Kangaskhan. From what my opponent told me, he ended up getting third. So that's pretty cool. Especially with no guard, you're never going to miss, and you can confuse them through it. Magnezone's up there. I never saw it used. I'm sure it's got... I'm betting it's got Magnet Pull to stop. I'm sure it's got some way to kill Mawile. I'm sure it sucks Mawile in and then kills it. Mienshao really awesome because it's got Inner Focus and High Jump Kick. Also has a 75% chance of one-shotting Kangaskhan. Mr. Mime was used by Wolfie. Wolfie, I think, ended up getting 5th. Mr. Mime's got a lot of potential, from what I was told. I heard it was running Lumberry, and Psychic Moonblast and Fake Out, I think, was the moveset. So here's a Nidoqueen, not a Nidoking, Nidoqueen. Politoed for Rain, that was on Enosh's team, second place. Morotom, that's pretty cool. A Scizor, Vaporeon, that was on Wolfie's team. Here's one Venusaur. I mean, there's 4 Charizard, 1 Venusaur. Think about that. Weavile, and a Zapdos, which was on Enosh's team. And I know that Zapdos had HP Ice. And Thunder. It was a Rain team he had going on. So that was the usage statistics for those top 15. A lot of interesting one-offs here, which it really shows you how variable our metagame is right now. So that's really cool. It kind of helps with a lot of, there's a lot more creative potential in such an open metagame. Now I have some teams, team compositions. You can take a look at all top 15 players' teams. As you can see, Ray's got Double Dragon, Double Intimidate, Ferrothorn. I know that Tyranitar was actually mixed. It was a mixed Dark Pulse, Rock Slide, Fire Blast, and Protect with Life Orb. There's Enosh's team in second. He did really well. It's Rain with Chestnut and that Thunder Zapdos and the Scarf Krook. Crocodiles got Intimidate, so that's pretty cool. I had the honor of playing Joshua Edwards. Round 3, we were at table 1. His Manectric made quick work of me. I know that the Machamp was scarfed with Dynamic Punch. He told me that. Talonflame was banded, max speed to kill to kill other Talonflame and pretty much everything. Ludicolo was Assault Vest with Fake Out and then Ice Beam, Giga Drain, and Scald. That completely destroyed my Rotom Heat. I put a lot of special defense and HP in it, and it went right through. And I know Manectric was running HP Ice and Overheat and, standard Manectric stuff. Didn't get to see the Klefki or the Gyarados, but he didn't need it. So, 4th, you have Toller Web. The names in blue are like their game handles. So, that's what they're known as when they're, online. This looks partially like a Trick Room team, but I never got to see it play. It very well could not be because he's got... I don't know what I never got to see it. It's cool though that he got Gorgeist in there and he's got that flower fairy thing. I think his name is Florges. So that's pretty cool. Wolfie got 5th with Mr. Mime. He does have Intimidate on that Salamence. That's good. I don't know what the Vaporeon did. I really don't. I wish I did. It's really cool. I think his Lucario was his Mega. I know it was special. I heard him talking about Aura Sphere. Derek Gazzies, I'm sorry, I probably butchered that name. I didn't get to see him play, but he's got the one with the Chandelure on it. That's 2 fire types, or 3 fire types on his team. Look at that. So that's pretty cool, and he's got the only Hydreigon. So that's pretty interesting. Were there any Kangaskhan? Look. There are no Kangaskhan all the way until you get to 6th. So keep that in mind. I think there were 6 Kangaskhan total, and all of them fell short of top 4. So that's also something to keep in mind. 7th, Nicholas Peckmon. He's got another Salamence. Salamence's pretty popular up here. Another Chandelure, Klefki. There's a Mamoswine, so that's pretty cool. He's got a Gardevoir. Number 8, Patrick Broderick. I got the honor of playing against him too. I lost against both the 3rd place guy and this 8th place guy here. Those were 2 of my 3 losses. Actually, I played Patrick for the top cut spot, and whoever won was going to top cut, and he beat me. I know that Rotom Heat there was scarfed. His Charizard went Mega, and he used a Fire Pledge and Grass Pledge on his Charizard Venusaur combo. And then I know his Garchomp was Rocky Helmet. Those were the 4 I got to see. It was I actually got a lot of hacks, and I still ended up losing, but I had that was a good match. I had fun playing it, and I was honored to play against someone who did so well in this tournament. 9th, T-Man. Didn't get to play him, but he's got the other Manectric up here. And then 10th was Hannah. She was the only girl in top cut. I heard she had to forfeit because she had a plane she had to go catch, so that's a shame. She was running Mo Rotom. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Double Dragon. Then Talking Lion was 11th. He's got the Nidoqueen. I think that's really, really cool. And another Ferrothorn. 12th, Weston Lee. We don't know, or Nugget Bridge didn't have his team info. 13th, very, very interesting team with a Clawitzer, an Absol, a Weavile, and Diggersby. That's some pretty unique stuff up there. That's really cool. That really, that gives me a lot of hope that, anything can make top cut. I mean, just look at that. I really wish I got to see him play. That just looks like a really fun team. And then you have Matt Coyle, great guy. I got to hang out with him after the tournament. We had a good time, and he is a great guy. He apparently the last 9 times he's top cut, he's been kicked out the first match. He just lost, so he's kind of on this drought of making top cut and then getting kicked out. I know he had a really tough match because he played against Enosh, who eventual runner-up of the tournament, so it's not like he had an easy schedule. But he was raving about that Amoonguss with Okaberry, so that's definitely something you might want to check out. That paired with Scissor Swords Dance, he said, was just really killer. 15 is your Trick Room team. That's definitely a solid Trick Room team. I mean, Aromatisse kind of screams Trick Room. That's, me and Shao's up there too. We got a Bomb of Snow. And then 16 is Cameron Kekak. I don't know, Stormfront. I didn't get to see him play, but he's got the other Ludicolo. Oh my god. and he's got the Magnezone, which I really wish I got to see play. But either way, guys, like these are your top 16, top 15 teams. So I'm missing number 12. A lot of good information here. If you're expecting to go to future regionals, I just go around, taking note about what's being used here. And I wish I had battle videos for all of these, but they don't allow you to record battle videos anymore at tournaments. You can't. There's no option to save the battle video, so we don't have any battle videos. But anyway, I think the team structures are really important to just take a look at, and you can just see it's very interesting how many Charizards made it without a Venusaur attached to them. So that's information like that is really cool to pay attention to. Anyway, I hope you guys can use this information. And I wish you guys good luck at future regionals, or at the very least, just playing on Showdown. This is where the metagame's heading. And usually the first regional kind of points everything in that direction. That kind of, it starts that off because everyone starts hearing about what's being used and they start trying it too. So just good information to have, to keep in mind, and wish you guys the best of luck and a great Tuesday.